Welcome to TriMet 101. Today we'll be talking about transit integration. I'll explain myself. Transit centers. A nice concept, right? A centralized location where buses come together and you can transfer from one to the other. And sometimes trains serve these. How are some of the greatest transit systems in North America set up? Because there is sort of a right way and a wrong way to do things. Many large metro areas have subways or metro lines connecting everything together. This functions as a high capacity, high frequency, and high-ish speed backbone and high efficiency backbone that connects destinations within your metro area. But what about other modes of transit? The metro can only get you so far. If you wanted to get to your house or maybe a friend's house or any sort of random destination, the metro might not serve that. And so how do we best integrate buses and streetcars and things like that with the metro system? Transit centers aren't really a thing in large cities. They aren't really a thing at all in Canada. So instead, most subway stations or metro stations have some sort of transit center at them. Every metro station is sort of a mini transit center. However, in the dense downtown core, you won't find these as often, as after all, that is prime real estate. It would make, of course, much more sense to build a 12-story parking garage there. I hope you can read my sarcasm. Anyways, Toronto, my favorite Canadian city. Let's go on Google Maps together and take a look at the Line 2 subway. This is a simple east-west line and it travels mostly entirely underground. We don't care too much about that, but let's take a look at some of these suburban subway stations. Notice something? All the station buildings have a bus loop and at least a couple bus bays at it. A few stations spice things up a bit by also having a streetcar loop around the building. This is awesome. When you exit your subway train, you can just walk outside and immediately board a bus or streetcar. You have multiple options and potential destinations. This is how you make a good transit system. Toronto isn't the only example. A little closer to home is Vancouver, the one in Canada. Yeah, I know that's like saying Portland, the one in Oregon, but whatever. Zoom in on some Skytrain stations and you'll see the exact same thing. It's like a mini transit center at every single Skytrain station. You want a US example? The BART from San Francisco to San Jose. These are huge, sometimes having space for 15 or more buses. And I suppose it is always a good idea to overbuild in this sort of sense, then try and somehow retrofit bus bays later. My ideal pipe dream city would be to have metro trains serving as the backbone connector piece. Then streetcars would serve the downtown core really well and some nearby destinations. Buses would serve pretty much everything else. And then regional transit, whether that's buses or trains or a combination of both, would serve the more far-flung cities. They count too, you know. I've actually made a series of videos on this exact topic of where I created a city from scratch, in case you want to get inside my head and see how I think. Yeah, that sounds weird. I'll leave a card for it up here. I will hopefully, and this might actually be the first time I've mentioned this on this channel, I will hopefully be traveling here this fall to San Francisco, and while I'm there I hope to maybe get some videos related to this topic, and if I do, I'll hopefully come back here and update some things. I might put another card or a link in the description, and yeah, this is very exciting. Hopefully this October, but I'll make an official video later when I am actually going. But here in Portland, we do kind of do this. A lot of West Side MAX stations have some sort of place for a bus to go to, even if it's literally just a tiny little bus loop. Many West Side MAX stations have that. A few aren't used at all unless there's a MAX shuttle or something, but they built them into every MAX station, which is really nice. But it means that stations like Fair Complex, Orenco, Willow Creek, Merlo, and Milliken Way all have at least one bus line servicing it, at least during rush hours at a minimum. Sure, the 46 is going to be canceled through Forward Together. Still not pleased about that. But there's no reason to think that nothing will ever service it again in the future. And I believe Intel uses that as well for their Intel shuttles, which are for employees only. So, unfortunately, I can't get a video of those. Some stations, like I said, have tiny bus loops at them, which could be used for bus service, but don't actually have any services currently. Stations like Quitoma or Beaverton Creek. But it was sort of future-proofed. It was designed in such a way to where even if there's no bus service there during day one, there's no reason to think that they couldn't just simply add it. Like the Quitoma station is going to get 2 bus lines going to it, where right now there are 0. So that's pretty cool. Thank you for watching, and if you know of any good filming spots in San Francisco other than the obvious Golden Gate Bridge, the cable cars, or the trolleys of any type, Caltrain, Alcatraz, I'm going to be doing all that. But if you know of any other cool filming spots or any other cool routes I should try out, let me know. Thank you for watching this, and I will see you soon.